Hi, everybody. This is Kay Denault. I'm here today with Mental Health Association of South Mississippi, and our guest is Danielle Anderson. Danielle is at Sycamore, and so she has definitely a background with mental health. So thank you so much for being here, Danielle.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so let's start off. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, about your background?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, my name is Danielle Anderson. I'm about to make the 5-year mark with Sycamore as their marketing specialist for the Biloxi location. And I found myself after college, trying to figure out exactly where I wanted to land. I knew that whatever I did, I wanted to make a difference. And I was a wellness coach right before this, and I found that I was telling people it all starts with the mind, and then everything else follows. And so I was kind of really preaching about mental health before I even realized it. And I believe in therapy. I practice going to therapy, on a regular basis, even when things aren't wrong, just to kind of get an outside perspective and always trying to grow and learn new things, improve myself. So it was really just a natural fit. And like I said, almost 5 years now.
Well, congratulations. I know you and I have met each other, I think at a health fair, at one of the businesses locally. I know the casinos usually have those, so it might have been at one of those. And I remember I was at our table and I kept seeing you just network around and talk to everyone. So you just have that bubbly personality, and I love that. So thank you
Yeah.
for it.
Well, thank you. People make fun of me all the time. They're like, you do so much talking at the health fairs. And I'm like, well, that's what we're here to do. Exactly. You enjoy it. I love visiting people.
That's great. I like that about you. So tell us what all Sycamore does.
Okay, so we are PHP IOP, which stands for Partial Hospitalization and Intensive Outpatient, and the P is for programs. That's just the insurance's fancy way of saying that you're coming to a program multiple times a week, but you're not staying the night or weekends. So it can be hopefully the step before someone has to go inpatient, or if it got to that point, then we're a great step down, a transition. Once a person leaves our program, then they would go to traditional outpatient. So people that come to our program are 3 to 5 days a week, depending on the need. We have several tracks that help people focus on things that they may be dealing with, such as PTSD, or since we're dual diagnosis, we have an addictions track. Not everyone goes into everything. We really try to personalize the program, but people are typically here 6 to 8 weeks, and with COVID going on right now, which is why we are Zooming, we've added a virtual telehealth option for people that don't feel comfortable coming in, and for those that do, we're having to take all the necessary precautions like everyone else is. But when COVID is not going, we also get to bring someone on site to do yoga, and we get to offer them yoga. So we teach people how to calm themselves down, their nervous system. If you can do that, can really, I'm preaching to the choir talking to you, but it can really help with, anxiety and depression, things like that. So we try to be a one-stop shop. So if we have a psychiatrist, they can also get med management every week. But we really treat the whole person, making sure that they learn life skills and coping mechanisms to move forward in life and deal with the triggers and stressors that are going to happen, but in a healthy way.
That's great. So it sounds like you guys really try to work with people to help them figure out sort of a plan moving forward of how to deal with things in a way that won't make things worse, but they'll make things better. So
Yeah, well, we figured, like, what's the root? Where did it come from? Let's deal with that, process that, and then, okay, so this isn't something, you don't forget things that you've experienced. I feel like I connect with people so much in this field because of the things that I've experienced and the fact that I share. So I do suffer from complex PTSD, which has its own anxiety that comes with it. It's situational for me. And so in, my therapy sessions in the past, it's been like, when these things happen, these are ways to calm yourself down, to understand that you're not back in that situation, that, things are going to be better. So it's all about knowing life skills and coping mechanisms. I could not live life without it. And so when I interviewed for this job and they said those words to me and they let me know that that's really what they try to do here, that the medication is just if needed, or the yoga is an added benefit, but it's really about educating people on why they're suffering and ways to deal with it healthy. I was like, you know what, I'm sold. So I really believe in the program, so it's easy for me.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I know you guys help a lot of people with the things that you're doing. So what kind of things do you personally do? I mean, have you done the yoga? A lot of people use meditation and things like that. What kind of things do you enjoy?
Well, oh gosh, what do I enjoy? My favorite place is to be on the water. I mean, I am born and raised Southern girl. Put me in a maxi dress and flip flops with my bathing suit underneath and take me out on the boat. Like, that's my happy place. But we don't always get to do that. So I have a strong faith, so I really lean towards that a lot. That's a huge part of my life and really directs everything. I recently got married, so I tend to try to have that quality time with hubby. That always makes me happy. Him and my stepdaughter. But then, just the normal things, like I try to make sure that I don't, when you're married and you have, a child or a stepchild and a full-time job and all these other things going on, you can tend to sometimes forget to take care of yourself. So, for example, Monday, everyone's like trying to, hang out, well, social distantly hang out, but, my husband was at work, so I went shopping, I did my nails, and I just relaxed. I like to try to find those things that help me calm down. I get massages once a month, and really just try to make sure that I have that time for me. I'm the cutest fur babies in the world, in my opinion. We go for runs and walks, and they always make me happy. So I just always looking for ways to make sure that I put myself as a priority, because without that, I'm no good to my family or friends or my job.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of times when people are in a helping profession, I've talked to a lot of people who they get to a point where they're so burned out that they don't want to keep doing their job because they really haven't taken that time for themselves. That is very important.
It's sad. We have a lot of caregivers that have come through the program over the years, and it's because of that they throw themselves into someone else's life, and it's noble, but without taking care of yourself, you're going to eventually deteriorate. And I learned that a long time ago the hard way. And then, I always used to, I love working here because it was free therapy, but I do really have great people around me that have taught me, tips and tricks and, therapeutic methods over the years, and I implement everything I have learned. I try to anyway.
Wonderful. So a typical day, let's say, with the outpatient program, what would that look like? What could somebody expect if they signed up?
So right now, the screening to just make sure that the person is a fit for the program, that they understand what the program is going to consist of. That's done virtually, and then of course they're assigned to whichever program. Everyone is going to start at the 5 days a week because there's a gradual step down process to the program. Some people step down way sooner, but no matter what level you're at, whether it's an adolescent or an adult coming through the program, you're going to be participating in group therapy daily, addressing different things such as anger management and those different topics. Then each person gets an individualized session with their assigned therapist weekly to dive a little bit deeper into those personal issues and have that one-on-one interaction. Then when we're allowed to, we have the yoga person come on site once a week and participate in that. And then they see the doctor once a week. But not only in addition to them coming through the program, if it's an adolescent in the program, we offer a parenting group once a week so the parents can come in and they can, you know, talk with other parents and realize that they're not alone. They can learn terminology and just things that their child is learning so that they can help, you know, mimic that at home. And then if it's an adult, then there's a family group, and that can be girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, and, you know, whoever may benefit from understanding what their loved one is going through, because, you know, it's all about everyone that is involved in our lives, and when we're struggling, it affects everyone else too. So we offer those programs or those groups once a week at no additional charge while someone is in our program. And as mentioned earlier, it's typically 6 to 8 weeks, and from the very beginning when they come here, the goal is for you to leave this program. So who's going to be your aftercare? We need to set that up. And so then, of course, upon discharge, we help them get those appointments if they hadn't already made them so that they can continue care.
I love that you guys are including the extension of the person, because I know if there's a children's program locally and the parents aren't involved in that way, I don't think. So when they go home, sometimes they kind of end up back in a situation because their home life didn't change, they did. So I think you guys are onto something there by having everyone else involved too, so they understand what that person's going through. That's really good.
It does make a difference. I've seen where the adolescent maybe go through the program and then they complete it, and whether a sibling or a parent ends up joining the program afterwards. So you can really, if people take it seriously and invest in themselves and their loved ones, it's gonna work.
That's fantastic. I love that. It sounds like you guys are doing some really good things. And don't you guys have other locations in the state?
Oh yeah, so actually Biloxi was the last of the 3 locations. Flowood, which if you don't know where it is, I just usually say Jackson because people know Jackson. But Flowood is our corporate office. It was the first. And then Dr. Matt Casira, which is our medical director, and his wife, they opened up South Haven. And from South Haven, they opened up here. And we've been at this location, I believe, about 7 years. So we are about to celebrate 20 years. I'm not really sure what they have planned, but I'm pretty excited about it for our 20-year anniversary of Psycamore. I can't wait.
Oh, that's really cool. Maybe you guys will have a big party or something, if we can do that.
I know, right? Like that's kind of, I'm not really sure if the original plans will be able to stand, but I know that they will come into something great. Because one thing I can say about Psycamore, because even though we're 3 locations, it is still a smaller company, so you have that almost family-like vibe, you know. And then for the patients that come in, we keep our groups small. We split into different phases so that we can keep our groups small. And we were doing that before COVID because, you know, you just want people to feel more comfortable. Our rooms that people gather in, you know, they have, right now, everyone's got these chairs all spaced out, but in the normal world, we had, you know, couches and, you know, more comfort type things because we wanted people to feel like they were, you know, at ease rather than in a hospital setting because we're not a hospital.
Awesome. Well, I want to mention before we close up that you and I were part of the May Day project with Gulf Coast Woman magazine. And I tell you, I am just super excited about how that turned out. It really was a nice publication. And I know they're about to also distribute the maps, I guess we were calling it. So that was really a fun project.
It was. And you're reaching out to me and inviting me on that. You and Oceans, so it was really nice to collaborate with y'all. I love that we have a good working relationship because I feel like there's really no, you know, people say competitors or whatnot when you're in the same field, but I believe we're just in the field of helping people. And unfortunately, there's enough people that need our services that we can all benefit. And if we all work together with, making Mississippians, and especially you and I here on the coast, our, Gulf Coast residents healthy, then that's just going to turn around and put healthy people into the community and into the economy. And it's really just, it just grows, and it's a benefit for everyone, for the place that I call home.
Absolutely. Well, gosh, this has been great getting to know you a little better and all about Sycamore, and just hope that people can take away that, it's okay to get help. Get the help that you need. And I know that so many people feel like mental health is like a shameful thing, or they feel guilty or whatever. And that shouldn't be the case. We take care of our physical health, so let's take care of our brain too.
That is, and thank you for the work that you do as at the Mental Health Association. I just want to say that, and thank you for having me today. It was an honor to hear you reach out to me for this, so thank you.
Very good. All right, Danielle, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye. You have a great day.
You too.